I think anybody that says, "Oh, this is just the sort of explosive shit that Winston loves to do," is ignoring the decline. This, like, I've seen him be combative in his interviews. I've seen him be across his facts on a topic that he knows about. It's clear on this one he's fucking adrift, and all he has is attack straight out of the gates. Now, the man's been a politician for somewhere between 43 and 106 years. His only other job before that was, I think he was a lawyer for maybe 4 years. I think he still calls himself a lawyer. I don't know how current you have to stay with that. I think he was in the room when they invented laws for the first time. He certainly had no background in media, so I don't know what authority he thinks he stands on when he can tell someone that works for RNZ how an interview works and what the job of an interviewer is.
We have to remember he'd done this before, though, eh? He did this to Jack Tame on Q&A as well, with the veiled threats. And is that really, you know, the type of leadership that we need right now? Because we need media leadership. We need the fourth estate to be independent and be able to 100%. Critique any policy that comes before the people of New Zealand. Corin was doing his job.
Yeah, and it's more important than ever having a public broadcaster, with the private ones not being able to survive, and with this government perhaps being a little less keen to pass on the NZ On Air funding to private media entities. So it just actually means that the public entity is probably never been more important than it is right now. Sorry, Chewie.
I was just going to say, the only other thing that is very clear is as bad as it is, as much as it makes his cognitive decline absolutely transparent, the reason it's a tactic is because Corin's line of questioning is, okay, you're introducing this bill, how will you enforce it?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have an answer because there isn't one. It's impractical. It has no basis. It absolutely wipes out another piece of legislation that is locked in, that his party voted for, Greens voted for, Labour voted for, ACT voted for it, and National. It was a clean sweep. The self-identification. Like, everyone went, yep, this seems to be a good idea. And now he wants to wind that back unilaterally. And the fact with this being a members' bill, like, the mechanics of this is, it's not going to happen. He has 4 MPs that can put this in the biscuit tin. All of them already have bills in, so he's got to convince someone that their chosen cause isn't more important than this piece of hot garbage. Then it's got to be drawn. Then it's got to go through the process. This is never going to see the light of day. It is a dog and pony show for Winston, and that is it.
Just to echo the idea of, you know, I don't want to say this in a too disrespectful way, but however you say politely, not the full quid. Let's say he's not the debater he used to be. It was very evident that Corin Dan was, as you say, Chewie, we didn't play it, but in the interview was saying, how are you going to enforce this? How will this be enforced? That's what he was asking. This is Winston Peters' response after the interview. Remember, Corin Dan was trying to ask him how he was going to enforce the law. Winston's tweet says this: arrogant wokester loser, hello Trumpian, Corin Dan on RNZ asked me this morning how we would, quote, force our members' bill defining a woman in law, end quote. No, he didn't. He didn't ask that. He was asking how you were going to enforce the law, should it become law. Newsflash, Corin, we can't force you to stop being so delusionally woke. The sooner you and your mates were... I really hope this is Winston typing this out, because if this is a PR person or his press secretary, you need to get another job. Like, this is so bad. This is so poorly written. This is so far off reality. If this is not written by Winston, someone needs sacking. Speaking of New Zealand Doge, I found a salary we could get rid of pretty quickly if it's not Winston. Anyway.
I think I know how this works. He hammers it out on an old-timey typewriter and then rips it off and hands it to someone who then tweets it out on the phone.
So he doesn't use like a hammer and a chisel and a bit of a stone.
Oh shit!
Doesn't
No,
do
you
that.
might be right.
Might do
Yeah,
that.
it might be chiseled on slate.
And then he attaches that to a pigeon and sends it down the corridor. Several pigeons. The sooner you and your mates wake up and stop being so out of touch, the sooner our country will get back to some common sense. Welcome to the front line of the war on woke. P.S. Corin, you keep wondering why the media have record low levels of trust from the public. Keep it up, champ. See how it's going to end for you. I mean, like honestly, that's like a 13-year-old has written that. That's why I'm saying if that's not Winston, if that's actually a professional press person, they got to go. There we go. We've just saved the government 120K. Huhana, thoughts around that?
Yeah, I mean, just the way that the whole argument's being articulated is just really poor form for the Deputy Prime Minister. And it goes to the point that where is the Prime Minister in managing his team? You've got the Deputy Prime Minister attacking Radio New Zealand and its independence to be able to interrogate an issue, which the line of questioning was quite reasonable. Well, let's look at the interview and what went down. I've listened to it a couple of times and I was just in shock because ultimately, whatever we present as politicians should be able to go forward to the media and then we engage in the debate. It didn't even get across the first, the start line because it was just attack from the outset. And so where is the Prime Minister on this? And to really pull in his deputy and say, this is not okay. We need to be able to front and speak to whatever policies we are presenting. And this is a members bill too. So, we know the machinery and the mechanics of where a members bill will go. But ultimately, it's just poor form and he's so experienced. And he's been a really good, effective communicator in other settings. Why go straight into battle mode on a fundamental issue that they are really front-footing right now and distracting from what really matters to New Zealanders?
I know where the Prime Minister is. He is where he spends most of his time. He's in a Coro lounge somewhere in the world. Like, I don't know where, maybe it's the London Coro lounge. Maybe he's gone to Rome. I don't know. It's one of them, but that's where he is right now.